नित्यानन्देश्वर समारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरि मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respects. इस समय हमारे साथ उपस्थित सभी दर्शकों और भक्तों का मैं प्रेम एवं आशीर्वाद सहित स्वागत करता हूँ. I'll continue to answer your questions even today, helping everyone to practice the four Tattwas. Listen, Tattwas get rooted in you, become part of you only when you continue to be in communication with Tattwas. Listen, communication with Tattwas means either you will be talking to others about the Tattwas or talking to yourself about the Tattwas. See, when you build the body in the beginning, first 3-4 years, literally you have to be like a gym enthusiast or yoga enthusiast or obsessed with the diet. Once you build, after that, even if you maintain, that's enough. It is not a big task. It will be much easy. Now, you are in the phase of building your Vedic mind. It has to be constructed. I laid foundation and given you all the materials to build the building, but you have to build. Don't forget. I am not going to give you ready-made building because I respect your taste. If I build a ready-made building and give you, it will be like a disrespecting your taste of construction, creativity. I give you the material. Now, you express your creativity and build the life as you want with your Vedic mind. I only wanted to give you these final truths again and again. The space you carry is responsible for everything happening outside. While you are carrying the space for positivity itself, if you have a trace of fear, one corner of you laughing at you, showing the fear, if that happens, what will you do? I'll win. If I fail, what will happen? Then you are planning for failure. Do completion with that thought, with that part. Integrate that part into you. Bring integrity with that part. Everything in your life happens based on the space you carry. I saw in Haridwar, even now, even this time I saw in Haridwar, some pseudo-Advaitis, some of these monks who lived 50-60 years this sadhu life but did not do much spiritual practice, only studied few books. They go on telling, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. I told them, it is amazing. But not just telling, you also learn how to believe it. When you are strongly believing and creating that space, you will see simply things around you also radiate Tattvamasi, Tattvamasi, Tattvamasi. Your Aham Brahmasmi is reverberated by the cosmos as Tattvamasi. You say, I am that. Cosmos says, yes, you are that. The problem is most of the time you go on telling, I am that, but inside you don't believe. You think, I'll cheat others using this. I myself, no, I am not that. Then you are not cheating others, you are cheating you. Bring completion, intense completion, the complete completion. Intense completion, the complete completion. Understand? Telling, reciting, I am God, I am Atman, I am soul, I am the Paramatma. Great. All these are great if you know how to create that space also. Now, I want each one of you to create the right space for yourself. Of course, it is not necessary always that I am the ultimate has to be the right space for everyone. You can choose as you want. You may want to be just successful in the world, then create that space. You may want to be enlightened, create that space. You may just want to be at the feet of the Master. Dasoham. I am the servant of the ultimate. Then create that space. There is no need for competition. I heard in one temple, two old men were staying. Both are pseudo-advaiti, pseudo-dvaiti. Pseudo-non-dualist, pseudo-dualist. Both of them are interested only in using that principle to cheat others, not to convince themselves. Listen, I wanted to tell all my swamis and ashramites, use these four tattvas for your strategy planning in life. Don't use this just as a product to sell. Use this as your own food to live. There are many pharmaceutical companies, they don't take their own medicine. They know the side effect of it. I always tell my people to ask your doctor. When your doctor gives some prescription, ask him, to your family, no. To yourself, will you use the same prescription if you have the same condition? If he says yes, then take that medicine. So I request even my devotees, when my swamis take classes, ask them, when you have a problem, when you have a difficulty, would you use the same four principles to solve your problem? Or will you have some other strategy? These four Tattwas are not moral science. They are not social science. They are the amazing, best strategy for life. Again, every morning when you wake up, reclaim your trust on these four Tattwas. Analyze today morning your mind, where are the incompletions? What are the incompletions? How am I going to apply these four principles and clear them? Do this day in and day out. That is what will lead you to completion within you and with others. These two pseudo non-dualist and pseudo dualist. This non-dualist want to show he is a big guy. So he wrote in a big paint, Soham, on the wall, compound wall of the temple. Not in one place, everywhere. Soham, 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 Soham. Means I am that. Soham. This dualist is not able to tolerate. How come this fellow is preaching his philosophy? Come on! Now he took the paint and just put Da in front of everything. Dasoham, 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 Dasoham. Means I am the servant. That is the principal space of the dualist philosophy. And third day, non-dualists are very intellectual. Are you fellows, you bhajan mandali, just singing and jumping, you guys have come to challenge us? This fellow takes up the paint and says, Sada Soham. He puts Sa. Sada Soham, Sada Soham, Sada Soham all over. Then again, the non-dualist comes, no, I am not going to leave. Now he puts one more Da. Dasa Dasoham, Dasa Dasoham. It goes on, the fight goes on. I tell you, there is no need for fight between Soham and Dasoham, Sadasoham or Dasadasoham. There is no need for any fight. What you feel as the space which will give you completion, create that. That's it. But be in integrity with the space you create. Be in integrity with the space you create. ध्यान से सुनिए. Be in integrity with the space you create. अब जो अंतर आकाश में है वही बाहर होने वाली हर घटना के लिए जिम्मेदार है. जब आप अहम ब्रह्मास्मि को श्रद्धा से पूर्ण रूप में जीते हैं, तब ब्रह्मांड आपको तत्वमसि का आशीर्वाद देता है. अपने जीवन में पूर्ण रूप से पूर्णत्व लाइए. इन चार तत्वों का उपयोग अपने जीवन की नीति बनाने के लिए कीजिए, ना कि केवल दूसरों को कहने के लिए. हर सवेरे अपने अपूर्णताओं की जांच कीजिए, वही आपको स्वयं और दूसरों के साथ पूर्णत्व देगा. Understand? Whether you want simple vacation from your boss or your wife to agree for your decision, or as complicated things as achieving what you want in your life miraculously, or cosmos bending and doing things in the life as you want. Whatever may be your need, one thing I can tell you, it can happen just by the space you create. Vivekananda says very beautifully, in India, even if we want wealth, we just go and sit under the tree and create the space, wealth happens. It is in our feet. It is true. It is true. Our masters have done it. It is possible. When Shankara created the space for wealth, Kanakatara, the shower of gold, rain of gold happened. I am not promoting superstitions. I am not promoting wrong ideas. I am promoting clear signs. Live it, you will understand the power of these signs. Live it, you will understand the power of these signs. Learn to create the space in this next 4 days. 4, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 5 days. Learn to create the space in these 5 days. I also wanted to cancel all the homas we planned, because just for few people attending the homa, the whole 310 people's time is wasted. Just yesterday I saw. So I feel the next 4 homas, we will cancel it. Let us spend more time in establishing all of you in that Advaita space. And I wanted more sessions, more practical. You apply and come back to me with questions. So, you guys don't have any problem? We can do that? Great. And I can also spend more time in answering your questions. You see, like you create a space, go and operate. You may be successful. Sometime you may not be successful. When you hit, you are not successful. Then come back with a question. I'll help you where is the problem and how you can be successful and why the failure. So aligning you and strengthening you, again sending you back. Each one of you guys are my Brahmastras. I am sending each one of you on the collective negativity of the world. Go and fall like Brahmastras. So, I wanted these 5 days to be spent, each one of you to be established in the Advaita, in the space of ultimate. when you are established in the space of possibility, then you are a boon to planet Earth. I tell you, you are a boon to planet Earth. I'll better spend time on making you established in that space. When you practice, go and apply in your life, you will have so many questions. Then when you just sit and listen to the Tattwas in the class, the real questions will happen when you apply them outside on the world. When you make calls and talk to the people and do completion or enrich them, only then you will have a real problem. Only then you will understand how many paise your Tattwas are worthy of. Sometimes people speak great Tattwas, it is not even worthy of 2 anna. Because it cannot do anything in the life. If you cannot move the world, your word is useless. If you can move the world, even your presence is a blessing. जो भी आप चाहते हैं उसके लिए सही अंतराकाश बनाइए और वो वास्तविकता में परिवर्तित होगा। जब शंकराचार्य जी ने धन के लिए अंतर आकाश बनाया, कनकधारा सोने की वर्षा हो गई। मैं कोई अंधविश्वास को प्रोत्साहित नहीं कर रहा हूँ, मैं इस विज्ञान को प्रोत्साहित कर रहा हूँ। इन 4 तत्वों को अपने जीवन में लाइए और आप प्रत्यक्ष रूप में इनकी शक्ति का अनुभव करेंगे। I'll answer your questions. Questions.
The first question today is from Inner Awakening, ID number 8, Madhur, who's asking Pranam Swamiji. From the other day's comments about cause and effect and Shraaddha in the Maheshwara Puja, it seems that completion with the departed souls may also lead to reducing the karmic account between the departed souls and I. Is this correct? Is this understanding correct?
Let me read the question. Madhur, yes, please be seated. Pranam Swamiji, from the other day's comments about cause and effect and Shraaddha, Maheshwara Puja, it seems that completion with the departed souls also may lead to reducing the karmic account between the departed souls and I. Is this understanding correct? I'll say your understanding is correct, but I would like to add some more things to your understanding. Sometimes this karmic debt stays in you so heavily, even with so many of your completion, still in the heart you continue to carry some incompletion. At that kind of moments, at that kind of situations, the completion with the departed souls through Shraaddha. There are few places in India well known for that energy. Bodhgaya. In Gaya, where Buddha became enlightened, there is a huge, beautiful Vishnu temple. There it is, the Vishnu's feet are worshipped. The place is well known for the energy of Pinda Shraaddha, completion with the departed souls. And Bhadri, in Bhadri Ashram, when you do Shraaddha, Brahma himself receives in his Kapala. Brahma Kapala. Kala Bhairava himself receives, having Brahma Kapala. Please understand, when you give in Bhadri Ashram, Kala Bhairava, holding Brahma's skull, receives the Pinda and offers it to Vishnu, where all the three are connected. So in Bhadri Ashram or Gaya, Bodhgaya, or in Manasarovar, these are the places you can offer the Shraaddha. Please understand, it really does the completion in the level of biomemory. In the level of biomemory. Take enough time, do completion with them, and offer the Shraaddha. It does completion in the level of biomemory itself. So, I'll sincerely encourage every human being to do completion with the departed souls, so that the people living now, you and your next generation, can experience the joy of completion. And I also declare, in US, our Ohio temple will specially radiate the energy on the banks of Ganga and Yamuna and Saraswati in Prayag. Anybody does Shraaddha in our Ohio temple, Ohio Prayag temple, it will be received directly by Kala Bhairava through his Brahma Kapala and offered to Vishnu. It will reach your elders, the departed souls. Ohio Prayag will radiate this special energy of helping and supporting you in completing with the departed souls. That place has that ambience. You have to do the Shraaddha and take bath in that river, Sangam. You will see the completion happens. Next question.
The next question is from Inner Awakening ID number 284, Brendan, who's asking, if we are all cleansed of all karma, does this mean that when we do something that causes karma, do the consequences come much sooner, if not instantly? In a normal situation, what makes instant karma happen? Why does certain karma carry over for long period of time?
It's a beautiful question, Brendan. Let me read the question bit by bit. If we are cleansed of all karma, does this mean that when we do something that causes karma? Listen. Once you do completion, your actions does not produce any more karma. Karma is nothing but the actions out of incompletion leads to more incompletion. For example, if you eat ice cream out of incompletion, that becomes a deeper pattern. But after you do completion, the same ice cream will not become a big pattern in you. It may just be in the level of habit, that's all, not pattern. Casual habit, not pattern. Understand, the more completion space you carry, less impact you create as karma. For example, out of incompletion, deep greed, when you take ice cream, the pattern you create is like a carving on the stone, which will stay for ever. Out of completion, you complete with that pattern. Why you start this ice cream pattern? Maybe just to tell your friends you are rich, richer than others. So you buy the big ice cream, before you eat, show it to everybody, by the time it melts away. You would have done something like that. That is, from there only the pattern would have started. After you complete, even if you eat the same ice cream, the pattern you create will be like a writing on the water. It won't even stay for few seconds. And one more thing you need to know, when you are in completion, if you do any karma, the consequences will not be coming much sooner. There won't be any consequences. There will not be any consequences. But the space you carry will have consequences. That will happen immediately. Immediately it will happen. Instantly it will happen. So, this instant karma is nothing but the space you carry after the completion. After the completion, the space you carry. It is based on the space you carry. Brendan is asking, why does certain karma carry over for a long period of time? It is just because of the incompletions you carry. The more incompletions you carry, karmas reside in you, and you carry it over for a long period. Listen, carrying it over for a long period does not mean the effect comes very late. No, effect is continuously coming. Continuously suffering. So, the instant karma, effect of karma, everything is based on the space you carry. The space you carry. जो भी कार्य आप पूर्णत्व की स्थिति से करते हैं, वो कर्म का निर्माण नहीं करते हैं. कर्म क्या है? जो भी कार्य आप अपूर्णता से करते हैं, उसी को कर्म कहते हैं. जो अंतर आकाश आप में है, वही महत्वपूर्ण है. Getting it? That's all. Next question.
The next question is from Inner Awakening ID number 208, Tirujnanam, who's saying, Swami, kindly clarify whether the statement, every action has its own reaction, clarified by Swami during the last satsang.
Please understand, Tirujnanam, please be seated. I wanted to align this statement with a new understanding. Every reaction carries its own action. Please understand, because you do not know what is action till you achieve completion. All your so-called action is nothing but a reaction of incompletion. So every reaction as its own action. Every action as its own reaction is not a complete statement. Every reaction as its own action or re-reaction. All action you do out of incompletion is reaction. It is not action. Till you complete, you do not know how the space of action will feel. So, whatever you call as reaction, whatever you call as reaction is nothing but action. Understand? It is nothing but action. Whatever you call as action is nothing but reaction. Whatever you call as reaction is nothing but action. You may say, how the reaction can create action? When it is chaos and something happens after you do something, it can be called only as action. Because many times your reactions don't cause the reactions you want. It means something else is acting that has to be called only as action because it is not the right reaction your reaction expected. How many of you are getting it? If it's a reaction as you planned, it can be called as reaction. Most of the time, because your action is a reaction of your incompletion, the reaction of your reaction cannot be called as reaction because it does not bring the reaction you expect, so it has to be called as action. The reaction to the reaction is not the reaction you expected, so naturally it can be called only as action. ध्यान से सुनिए, जो भी कार्य आप असंपूर्णता की स्थिति से करते हैं वो वास्तव में कार्य नहीं बल्कि असंपूर्णता से जन्म हुए प्रतिक्रिया है। जब तक पूर्णत्व में नहीं है आप कार्य नहीं कर सकते हैं, केवल प्रतिक्रिया में ही बांधे रहते हैं। Next question.
The next question is from Inner Awakening ID number 113, Laura Markman, who is saying, Swamiji, I have heard the healing or by doing the inner awakening through 2013 to 2015 is really important and will contribute to the next 20 years. Otherwise, if we don't shift or break ourselves up, that energy would be asleep. Can you speak on this? Also, do you have to have a temple or a space in order to have a two-way video conferencing? Asking for the Spokane, Washington, Hayden Lake, Idaho area.
Let me read out the question. Lara Markman. Yes, please be seated. First thing, this 3 years is crucial because the energy shift is happening. It is not from 2013 to 2015, 2012 to 2015. It started in 2012. 2012 end it started, and till 2015 it is going to just go up. Now if you transform, catch this energy easy, you will get it first hand. After that you should get it from the people who got during this time. You may get it in wholesale. After 2015, you have to get it from retailers. That's all is the difference. Till 2015 you can get it from wholesalers. After 2015, you may get it only from retailers. That's the reason I request you to get it before 2015. And have a temple. No. You don't need to have a temple for two-way video conferencing. You can sit wherever you are, even in your house, and have two-way video conferencing. But I will sincerely recommend, even if it is 2-3 families, you gather as a group and watch the satsang every day so that you won't miss, you won't sleep. The group energy is amazing always. You can discuss, think through this principle. You can have a space of enriching. So, I'll really recommend, even if you are a 2-3 family, or even a single family, have as a common place, as a group, even if you are one person, have a place separately dedicated for this. You will see the place will have a different vibration. Different vibration. Next.
The next question is from Inner Awakening ID number 269, Ma Aruna, who's asking, Dear Swamiji, as you say, facing fear is the only way to go beyond any fear. Kindly correlate practicing the 4 Tattwas and living without fear of any sort from now on. For example, fear of public speaking going up to the fear of death.
Ma Aruna, our question is, Dear Swamiji, as you say, facing fear is the only way to go beyond any fear. Kindly correlate practicing 4 Tattwas and living without fear of any sort from now on. For example, from fear of public speaking going up to fear of death. You think public speaking is such a small fear? Aruna, you are wrong. Fear of public speaking is nothing but fear of losing your image, which is much worse than fear of death. At least after death, you know, I don't need to face these fellows. Nobody is going to come back and ask you, why did you die such a bad way? You could have died a little more gracefully. No, nobody is going to ask you. But everybody is going to ask you, why did you blabber your mouth so much? Why did you open your mouth and lose the little respect you had? Everybody is going to ask you. So fear of public speaking is much more than fear of death. Getting it? The statistics are right when they say fear of public speaking is the largest fear than fear of death. Fear of death comes only as second. The survey reports. Understand, listen. When you face certain fear, I'll give you one example. For example, fear of losing all your wealth. when you face that fear, you don't need to start believing you will lose one day, but you will face it. Listen. Usually what you do, in the name of facing the fear, you say, all right, now I lost it, what can be done? Let me face. Then what happens? One part of you confirms you are going to lose all the wealth, and then it will say, no, how can you live? How can you live? What is this? Why are you thinking all this? Listen. How many of you understand what I am saying? So now you are caught between whether to accept you are going to lose the wealth one day, or just to hide and suppress. No, I am not going to lose. I am not going to lose. I am not going to lose. If you say you are not going to lose, your heart is not going to believe. If you say, yes, I am going to lose, now what to do? Again, see, you are powerless now, what to do? What is the way to save yourself? Your mind somehow keeps you in the rut. Listen. You don't need to believe you are going to lose the wealth. And you don't need to have the fear. What will you do if you lose the wealth? Understand? I am giving you one more example. Let me expand. First, when you have the fear of losing the wealth, go to the root when this fear started and complete with that root. Neither deny the fear nor say yes to the fear. Understand? When you have the fear, if I lose all my wealth, what will happen? Don't deny, no, I am never going to lose my wealth. No, don't tell that within you. And don't say, yes, I am going to lose the wealth, what can I do? Don't say that. Neither say yes nor say no to that fear. Go to the root of the fear and complete with it. How many of you are getting it? So how many of you are struggling saying yes or no to that fear? Whether you say yes or no, you are caught. Listen, I'll give you one more example. Example, you went and did some crime. Now you are afraid you may be imprisoned. If you say you are not going to be imprisoned, your heart is not going to believe. If it happens, what to do? If you say, all right, if you are imprisoned, it's okay, you say, I'll face it. Then again, oh no, you see, you are so powerless, your life is gone. What will happen to this? What will happen to that? What will happen to wife? What will happen to child? What will happen to your life? You are in depression. How many of you struggle with the saying yes or no? Both leads to struggle. Saying yes or no both leads to powerlessness. Raise your hand. That is why I am telling you, fear is the most cunning guy. Whether you say yes or no, you are in mess. Don't say yes or no. Go to the root and complete. From where you start, come on, tell me that. Ask the fear, from where you start, come on, tell me that. Who are you? Who is your father? In India, we have the habit, in villages especially. For anything, they will first thing ask, who is your father? You are from which family? I tell you, the whole India, all of you need to know, with such a less police power, such a small land order infrastructure, India is the lowest crime rate in the whole world. Do you know that? Lowest crime rate. Reported, unreported, both. Lowest crime rate. Why you know? Not because of police and law and order infrastructure. It is just this one idea. Who is your family? Hey, they will blame my family. They will blame my father. From which family you are? This is the first question they will ask. Even if you go to school late, the school teachers will ask, Yaar payandani? Are, who is my father? How is it going to affect me coming late to school a day? For everything, family will be held as responsible. So just that one pattern only keeps the whole India crime free, our lowest crime. जब आप कोई बाय का अनुभव करते हैं, जैसे आपके धन कोने का बाय, उस बाय से ना भागिए या उस बाय का सामना करने के नाम पर उसे स्वीकार कीजिए, उस बाय के मूल को खोजिए और उसे पूर्णता कीजिए। बाय को हाँ या ना देना दोना ही आपको शक्तिहीन बनाता है। केवल बाय से पूर्णत्व ही आपको बाय से बाहर ला सकता है। Understand, whenever you need to face the fear, when I say face the fear, I don't mean accept the fear. No. Find the root of the fear and face it. Complete with it. Even when I lead you into the death process, I am not making you accept what will happen to death. What will happen after death, let me accept. No. I am only guiding you into the root of death fear and completing it. Now study the whole death meditation. What answer do you get? Do you get any answer for what will happen after death? No. I am not interested in giving you the answer for what will happen after death. I am only interested in from where this fear started, leading you there and completing it. So, the fear of public speaking. Don't say you will be failure in the public speaking and you will lose your face. Don't say you will never be failure, you will be successful. Just go to the root when that fear of public speaking started. When that started. This one thing I can never understand in my life is, what do they mean by fear of public speaking? Once I asked one fellow, you should receive enlightenment. When are you going to receive? He said, tell me Swamiji, which shop it is available, I will go and receive. Like he can't understand what is enlightenment. Same way, I can't understand the meaning of the word fear of public speaking. Because my first public lecture was delivered at the age of 10. When I was 10, I spoke on Patanjali Yoga Sutras. And now 35, last 25 years, I am continuing to be in the public, and only last 10 years we started video recording the satsangs, but otherwise my public life is 25 years. Fear of public speaking is nothing but fear of talking to yourself. First, bring integrity with what the word you utter to you. Then you will understand the fear of public speaking will disappear. It will disappear. Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share and explode in eternal bliss. Nithyananda.
Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nithyananda.org. www.youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation.